Welcome to If I May, a podcast with me, Brent, an average guy, along with two of my average friends, Kyle.
What up?
And Nick.
Oh, hey, girl, hey.
We're going to talk about whatever we want while interrupting each other, potentially as politely as possible. Potentially.
We'll see how she goes.
The topics this week are getting heated, so never know. It's going to be a spicy one.
Spicy. Ooh. What's your favorite spice?
Yeah.
What's your favorite spice?
So I made chili this weekend. Curling. We had the cooking for this week. Every week at curling, because we got to talk about curling again. No, we'll hold off. But we always do cooking. Talk. We made chili this week.
If I may, some podcasts, they have like hockey talk, NFL talk. No. We got curling talk here. This is an exclusive.
I could talk about the NFL and the Super Bowl, but so we're making this chili. First off, I had to cut like 3 onions for this chili. I have never had those onions like, you know when you cry because of onions every once in a while?
Nope.
Because once you cut into 3 onions, it's just like the entire kitchen is that onion burn. I was sobbing and I was sobbing. It was bad. But speaking of spices, with spices, I like the chili powder. I feel like you can't have a chili without chili powder, and that's my favorite spice just because it makes the dish what it is, for better or worse.
I guess I don't really have a favorite spice. I just thought it'd be kind of funny to.
Why would you ask that question?
I'm a salt and pepper guy, and then
So
if anything, I throw like a bit of Lowry's. We'd always have that for camping. I don't know what it is, but it's like a mixture of salt and pepper, basically. It's more of a seasoning. You're right, but that would be the closest thing.
So if I may, this is going to sound like I'm trolling Brent, and I don't mean to be, but you cut 3 onions. That's applause to you, sir. I, in fact, cut 6 onions. That is, in fact, twice as many. And legitimately, I was laughing to myself if I wanted to even share this because it sounds like I'm just trolling Brent. I made some pasties this weekend.
Some pasties?
Was cooking some pasties, and I ended up making more than 30. And I wanted a variety to make them and throw them together. And I tried to break it out a couple different ways to understand what the best combination would be. I got feedback from my first batch, and I got from the pasty connoisseur himself, my wife-to-be's father, my father-in-law, whatever. Was that I needed just a little salt and recipe to kind of meet his needs, and
we lost
stuff that was very high praise given that he had never had a venison pasty, which was very good. So
to clarify,
I made some pasties.
Is this a pasty? I don't actually.
Yes.
Those are pasties. Okay, I don't think I've ever actually.
The calzone. It's like a stew calzone.
Yeah. Here's like the insides of one. Is that a
meat,
pasty?
Potatoes, carrots, rutabaga, onion.
Potatoes.
Pasty meat. And pasty meat is kind of its own category.
Oh, there's other things that are pasty, like on Google image search, apparently.
You're looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. The majority of the pictures are some baked goods, but there's some that are not baked goods.
Yeah, let's not Google those. With that being said, though, I made probably more than 30 pasties this weekend. And I did a mixed variety of 2 different types of potatoes. I tried red potatoes and your more standard ground potatoes.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
And then I did a mix of all venison, but then I tried breakfast sausage and only 4 of them because I wasn't sure. It's got Italian seasoning in it, and I didn't want to make a bunch of them if it wasn't going to be good because Megan and I used the Italian seasoning breakfast sausage.
Only good seasonings here.
It's really good. So we tried that and just 4 of them to see if it worked. If it works, I'll try more in the future, but didn't want to mess with it. And then the other ones, I have stew meat and I have steak meat. So I broke those apart. So I differentiated the pasties and kept track of which ones I made and labeled them accordingly.
How'd you label them?
Brown potatoes. I wrap them in tin foil and freeze them because I can't eat 30 pasties in a couple days. So we freeze them and it works out well. But I'm labeled in the tin foil.
30 meals?
Red potato stew meat, brown potato steak meat, red potato, breakfast sausage, whatever.
All the different combinations or whatever.
Ended up making more than 30 pasties this weekend. It was quite the undertaking. And frankly, it was exhausting because I started on Friday and got a good jump on it because I didn't have to work that day anyway. And I didn't end up finishing it until Sunday. Granted, we had other obligations that I'll talk about a little bit later. But as part of making the pasties, Brent, I did, in fact, have to cut 6 good-sized onions. So, yeah, not trolling. I doubled your onion count, sir.
What kind of onions?
If I may, the trick with any onion is
let the man answer.
It's an onion. Why does it matter? They have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions, layers.
No. The kind matters here.
Yellow onions for cooking.
Okay, so did you shed some tears? Did it choke you up?
Oh God, yeah. No, I usually don't
cried through it like a man.
I had to cut 6, dude. Like legitimately after the 3rd or 4th, I had to step away. Like I couldn't keep my eyes open. It was that bad. Like no shame. It was that bad. These were some aged yellow onions that oh boy, they stung. But I made like 30 plus pasties. I have not had one. I didn't want to like have one fresh or anything like that. I'm real proud of just making it and then not touching it for like a week. And then after that, Meg and I or her family will, whenever someone comes to visit, we'll throw them in the oven. It's a home cooked meal, real quick and easy and dirty. It's nice. But I don't have any fresh.
This is how I pass it off. So I'm cutting these onions, getting the things in my eyes. And it was right before our in-laws were leaving to go back to their travels.
I just don't want you guys to go.
And I was like, I just missed them so much. Like they're gonna leave. I could totally play it off like that. I don't think anyone bought it, but it's worth a try. Okay. So this week there was some news. While I have the floor, there was a couple of trailers that released that I am super hyped about. John Wick 3. That trailer just released.
Never seen any of the John Wicks.
Movie.
None of them.
Gotta get on there. It looks awesome. I'm very hyped about that. But more importantly, I believe there was a very good lengthy teaser for Game of Thrones. Which did anyone watch that? Did anyone see that? Or
I just seen the one. Did they release another one?
The one where they went. No, the one where they went down.
Yeah, they're down in like the crypt caverns. Yeah, I saw that one. Nick, I'm assuming. Yeah, Nick's seen it. I think Nick might have been the one to link it to me.
Yeah, it got me hyped. That's for sure. And I was thinking, because Game of Thrones, like all 3 of us are big Game of Thrones fans. I don't know if all of our listeners are, but I'm okay with that.
They probably are.
They should be. They should be. If you're not a Game of Thrones fan,
you'll catch on. You'll like
the stats are right now that if you start watching from season 1, there's enough time by the time the last season pops up. Is it 8? I think it's 7, 8. Yeah.
They're on 8.
We have enough time to go
8.
from 1 to 8. You can catch up if you need to go. So it's going to be a ride. You're probably going to binge a little bit, but start watching.
Like 10 or 12 hours per season, right?
Rewatch? Barely anything. Nick, you're doing a rewatch? Is that what I heard?
Yes, typically before a new season of Game of Thrones, I will be doing a rewatch. I was actually just sharing with another friend of mine we were discussing different shows, and we've brought this up historically on the podcast, shows that we really like. And he hasn't seen the Spartacus series on Netflix, which I'm a huge fan of.
That's super good.
That's super good. Game of Thrones, he's caught up on. He and I both like to do rewatches ahead of time, but he and his new girlfriend, good for him, by the way. Very happy for him. Very deserving. But gotta throw the shout out there. But he and his new girlfriend are actually watching all the Marvel movies in order, which is quite the undertaking as well.
In release order or sequential order?
Well, it should be the same, I believe.
Nope, because Captain America technically happens before Iron Man.
Oh, no. You're right. It hypothetical timeline versus the game, the actual timeline of the movies. They're doing the release timeline.
Okay.
Because theoretically we haven't seen Captain Marvel, which is before all of the Avengers movies. So no, release timeline, which is the order they're meant to be seen in. They're watching them in that order, and that's big on them. That's a huge commitment. But hey, they got that new relationship time to spend together. That's great. But as far as the Game of Thrones, yes, I intend to get in a rewatch before the new season. One thing that I've done historically, and I don't think they're doing this for the last season, but 2 or 3 seasons ago, they had an IMAX theater showing of like the final 2 episodes of the previous season, because those are the finales. And actually, that same roommate I was talking about who got a girlfriend, he and I, when we were roommates, went to when we lived in Neenah, we drove to Minneapolis or the area to go to an IMAX theater specifically to watch the Battle at the Wall and the
That would have been cool.
other episode. And we got to watch those in
the
IMAX.
Battle of the Wall. That was a great episode.
I know, it was so cool to see it in IMAX in theaters. I would love to do something like that. I haven't seen any release for that kind of information.
I'm surprised they don't have a theater that just shows off all the episodes as they release. Like, I'm really surprised.
In lieu of that, I will be watching. I will be rewatching the seasons. I've got a very nice TV and a good living room setup, so I'll be doing that. We'll see if Megan joins me or not. She's not as aggressive as I am with binging, but that's why I'm the way I am, and she's the way she is.
With these Game of Thrones characters, if I may, I think with these Game of Thrones, there's so many characters. I think it'd be funny if we characterize each other with the Game of Thrones character. Like, for Nick.
Jon.
What?
I'm obviously Jon Snow.
No.
I mean,
for Brent, I would put Brienne as Brent.
Oh my gosh, I'm not some raging feminist. I mean, I do
no, she's not a feminist. She likes her friends. She's very loyal. She.
You're wrong. You're wrong. Where's this like Samuel
what do you
Tarly?
got?
Am I placing Brent's character?
Yeah,
who's Brent? Samuel Tarly.
Gosh,
I'm the only one who like libraries.
You're saying Samuel?
I would say that Brent is Brienne.
No,
you're saying Brienne.
Brienne's tough. Nick's more of a Brienne than I am. Brienne. Sorry.
No. Brienne doesn't really talk that much.
I talk all the time. Are you just saying I'm marginalized on this? Like, okay.
I could see him being a bit of a Bran. Hold on. I could see him being a bit of a Bran Stark. A little bit lost, very adventurous.
Wise.
Likes to. Well, hold on. I want to say Bran Stark. A little bit lost, very adventurous, kind of following in his older brother's footsteps, kind of figuring things out. Now he hasn't had a major tragedy, and hopefully he never does. But yeah, kind of figures his way out. Has his own mannerisms, whatever it may be. But I'd say pre-fall Bran Stark would be my place of Brent.
I'll take that. All right,
I'll give him a Hodor at best.
Kyle, I'm taking Nick's. Nick, you did well that time. I'm very proud of you. All right, let's do Nick next. I always see. Oh, I had one. I had a really good one. Not the Mountain.
Probably not Joffrey.
Definitely not Joffrey. Let's go with like a Tyrion.
Yeah,
I like the Tyrion because Nick is like a monstrous guy in real life, and
he drinks
Tyrion's
and he knows things.
Is monstrous.
Uh-oh. Well, that was weird. We Twitch does say that voice and video calls will no longer be available in February, so there's probably a reason for that. And
the Night King. It's the Night King is coming. I'm hearing the connection here. The wall is fallen.
So
and Twitch has fallen as well.
We were trying to decide what Nick was.
If I may, we were so rudely interrupted when I was being referred to as a monster.
Tyrion's I guess he is a monster. Yeah, good point. I almost
I'm sure.
I almost went with the Mountain. I was like, Nick could be the Mountain. If anyone's gonna put on armor and look imposing, it'd be him.
I just break things.
But the Mountain doesn't talk that much, and Nick definitely is not like in that regard. So I had to go with Tyrion. He's witty, he's funny, he's a major character in moving things forward, just like Nick is a major character moving things forward.
I see Nick more of a reek.
Definitely.
He's so mean.
I know.
Everybody who doesn't know
it's okay, because I'm up.
Because
I'm up next. It's okay.
All right, Nick. What do you got for Kyle? I'm trying to rack my brains on this one.
Oh, Kyle. I could see Kyle being a decent hound. just because of the concussions and the injuries. Like,
his face is kind of disfigured.
Face is messed up.
A little screwed up.
Likes to hang out with little girls, I guess.
His heart's in the right place.
Yeah, small ones. I was gonna go maybe like a Raven, but I mean
the Raven.
Yeah, he's an important messenger.
I don't know. He's not really that big. He's not really a character. He's not really a character. He's there for like half a season and 2 episodes.
He's pushing things forward, and that could be. All right. Well, Game of Thrones, for those of you who don't watch the show, if you like that kind of thing, fantasy world, get on it. You have enough time. If you don't like that, just regard the last 15 minutes, and you'll be good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just. So, Kyle, it says here you have nothing going on in your life. Is that true?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I got the new dog. I mean, I'm sure I could call Zane in here and say hi. Zane's been going through the garbage recently, so.
Ooh, attaboy.
Yeah, we put it out. We got rid of the garbage this morning. Oh, okay, we lost Colin. Okay, anyhow, we lost our producer. We lost our producer.
We can lose him. He can gone. Now we can go on.
For the record, I am in open rebellion about this whole producer concept. That's on the down low, and our viewers don't need to know that.
That's the Tyrion. That's a Tyrion.
That's a Tyrion thing to say.
Tyrions are rebelling against the Lannisters, just like Nick is rebelling right now. I knew it. I
don't need a producer. I just open my mouth, and beauty comes out that people want to listen to.
Absolutely. Beauty. Absolutely. So Kyle's dog is going through the garbage. Did you catch us on footage? I know you've been trying to webcam.
We didn't. I kind of gave up on the whole webcamming thing. Not because it's a pain in the butt, and I also we left the radio on
for
him.
Too many home videos.
Yeah, right. we left the radio on for him, so I got 2 videos on my personal YouTube channel. Copyright struck like crazy. I'm like, these are private listings. Only I or the people I'd give the direct link to have its listing. There's 9 viewers, and you found 30-some songs copyrighted. Yeah, music was playing the entire day. So I had 9 viewers though. So
what?
I had 9 views total, and. Whatever. It's and it's this video is banned in all countries. It's Jesus, I'll just delete it. I don't care that much. My God. Anyhow,
you just robbed those 2 countries that have YouTube that weren't blocked. You just robbed them of I don't know if you robbed them
maybe anything, half a cent.
Yeah, that could have been half a cent of ad revenue right there. Oh man, So Nick, I know you were not rolling pasties the entire weekend. What were you doing?
No. When I wasn't rolling some pasties, it was a very successful weekend. And actually, Megan and I went to her company's holiday party, which was an event. And as I'm different. I know that in a lot of ways.
I'm special.
We do too. We do too.
I'm special, and my mommy tells me every day.
Hold on. I did not say special. I said different. That does not mean good. It can definitely mean bad. I am different in a lot of ways, and one of those ways is company parties and social events like that never really weird me out or worry me. There's no social event that I can walk into and I'm just like, this is weird. I gotta be on guard. This is not okay.
Oh no.
I gotta be panicked. I don't have that, and I know that's probably not normal. People are, a little worried about going to company parties or being seen by their boss in a social event or whatever it may be. And Megan's not bad, but at the same time, she has some of those thoughts and concerns, and we lost Brent.
That's okay. We'll just keep talking. I'm sure he'll figure it out.
Yeah, if it's just him, that's interesting. But at any rate, we went to this company party for there he is. We went to this company party for Megan, and the venue was actually the Vikings' new stadium, US Bank Stadium. And it was really cool to be able to go check it out despite being an avid Packer fan. We got to go into the Delta something or other suite, which is at field level. and we had dinner, which was lovely. We got a very brief speech from the
Dining
CEO,
with the enemy.
The CEO's speech was actually drastically different because last year we got an extended speech and a little touch from like the founder of the company. Like he's not a major player in the organization now, but it bears his name. This year it was much more low key, and it was a vague reference to the Vikings and how a fan base supports their team and how all the employees and the employees' families support the employees, kind of thing. And then they made a jab at how the Vikings didn't do that well, but the company did. And then they're like, "Oh, and of course we're still better."
Vikings did do good, but we made money.
Yeah, and then they're just like, "Oh, and we still, the Vikings still beat that team to the East," and it's just like, "Okay, congratulations."
Team from the East, the Lions. Yeah,
Well, here's
they beat the Lions.
easily half of the participants had jerseys on, and the majority of the people who had jerseys on were Packer jerseys.
Nice.
in Minneapolis, so that was hilarious. But got the opportunity. Exactly. Got the opportunity to hang out with a lot of her coworkers and friends who she does like a lot, and got the chance to spend some time with them, catch up on their lives, which is always nice. She took the opportunity to hang out with her boss a little bit, and I didn't have to rescue her, which was nice. But they got to talk about some stuff, and I went and threw a football because
you're in a stadium.
I'm going to go throw a football. I'm in a football stadium.
You should kick a kick.
And then they had
kick a ball.
Wait a minute, if I may, Nick, I'm pretty sure you're a lineman. That's rebelling against your position there.
I did take the opportunity to strike a 3-point stance, and because I was a center in college, I did snap a few footballs to a couple of guys who wanted to throw the football. So yes, I did play my position a little bit. I also took the opportunity to throw a football, catch a football, what have you. And then
things you can't do anywhere else besides the NFL stadium.
So, right. So for the record, I kicked a 25-yard field goal, and I believe Megan sent a Snapchat to a select group of personnel who witnessed me making said 25-yard field goal. Now,
how many tries though?
Disclaimer: I went 50%. I missed my first one, and she did not send that out, which was nice. The second one I did make. However, I will also put the further disclaimer: this was not good form, and it was not pretty. Frankly, the wind-up I did for this kick was the kickoff wind-up. And I know a wind-up because I know for a field goal, it's 2 steps back, 1 step over. And that's just 1-2 kick for a field goal in the NFL and college and high school if you actually kick. And I have a cousin who does, so I know this. Plus, I'm just a student of the game.
He knows things.
He drinks and he knows things.
I drink and I know things. This is what I do. That's actually my text ringtone. It's still my favorite. Megan cringes every time she actually hears it and understands it, but most of the time she doesn't understand it because it's quiet. But literally, my ringtone for text is I drink and I know things. But at any rate, the kick that I made was a format of a kickoff. Like I did the 3 steps back, 2 steps over, like full run up and then swing. And I barely got it above the crossbar by about 2-3 feet, and it was slightly to the right, but I got it between. I
forgot what movie it was, but it's there. The coach is like, "I don't care if it looks like a dying duck, as long as it goes through the uprights, it doesn't matter."
And that's what I can say. I can say that I have made a 25-yard field goal at US Bank Stadium. So that was a cool experience. Very happy to check that out. Threw a couple passes, took some pictures on the 50-yard line. Yeah, very cool to be out on the field. Now, it was weird, though, because it was a company event, and you're out on an NFL football field. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Because they had footballs and football-related events, which makes all the sense in the world to me. But then they had soccer balls.
What?
And then they had Frisbees.
No.
And then they brought out a Jenga tower.
Oh, my God, not a Jenga tower.
It's like a company picnic.
A giant Connect 4 game. Like, oh, my God, you're at a football stadium. Do football things. Like, nope. We're just going to pretend we're at the local park, and we're going to bring out some Frisbees, some soccer balls.
I like Frisbees.
A Jenga game. It's engineers, of course. So the Jenga game, you're watching, like, the best game of Jenga you've ever seen. Like, the people who are 6 feet tall can't reach the top of this because every single piece is
It's a plus. It's a plus all the way up.
Yeah, it was disgusting. But a lot of fun to watch. But ultimately,
I think
it was very cool.
If I may, I am undefeated in Giant Jenga.
How many times have you played?
At least 3 times.
That's pretty good then.
I've never lost Connect 4 in a bar environment or elsewhere. Now, the only time I will say I lost Connect 4 was when we were playing a drinking version where it's a combination Flippy Cup Connect 4, which in that game, everyone has to make their own decision and everyone has to flip the cup. So if a player can't flip a cup in time, technically the other team can get 2, 3, however many tiles in before that person flips the cup. So it's not a true game of Connect 4. If it's also a true game of Connect 4, I'll win. But
I'm also very, very good at the flippy cup. I don't want to brag, but I'm a really good flippy cupper.
That's correct.
I've flipped a cup or two. Dude, my favorite ever drinking game is definitely the ping pong one.
We've devolved.
Yeah, no, this is great. No, you know the ping pong.
This conversation is just going.
So there's a pile.
What's wrong with this?
Yeah. There's a bunch of cups in the middle of the table. There's a bunch of cups in the middle of the table, and you start with 2 cups that are empty on the opposite side of the table. You get like at least 6 to 15 people starting at the table, and your goal is to bounce the ball off the table into the cup. If you do it first try, you can put it anywhere you want on the table. If you don't do it in your first try, you just pass to the next person. The goal is to get one cup caught up to the other cup and put it inside of the other cup, before they're able to put the ball in theirs. And then that stacks up and becomes 2 cups. The new person, whoever just got that,
a lot of fun.
Yeah. Whoever gets their cup stacked into their cup has to then chug a new one and then start bouncing into that one. So what happens is, like, if somebody's really good though, they'll like sink that stack of 2 cups in their first go, put it behind that guy. You can just screw the same person over and over and over. But that's another very fun game.
I do love that game. If I can continue this tangent. What I would like to share is over New Year's, I visited a friend's house and we went full college party with respect to playing games and having a good time. And the drinking games brought me back in the day. And I was one who played a lot of beer pong back in the day. And I played with a partner who I didn't know very well. And it was me and another somewhat good player matched with 2 girls who had not played a lot of beer pong in their lifetime, but they wanted to play, so we're like, sure, you guys got this. Let's do it.
We believe in you.
They're throwing the balls and they're not coming close, and I'm trying not to make too many, so I'm just like, oh, what happened over there?
Shucks. I went for the bounce again.
So they couldn't make any cups at all, and I got them down to 1. And they had like 6 cups left on our side. It was a slaughter, and I promise I wasn't trying to make it one. But then what ended up happening is we had social rules, which are very prominent in most parties. But instead of trying to make the last cup, I proceeded to make one of the players on their sides drink 3 times in a row. Like, oh, I missed. Oh, but it landed in your cup. Who knew? Like,
in their personal cup.
I landed in their personal cup 3 times in a row, and each time they have to drink the whole drink, and then everyone else has a social. So I did it 3 times in a row, which I giggled about horribly. And then my partner got a little pissed at me, and she's like, "You're not even trying," and I'm like, "Oh goodness."
You caught me.
Not trying. Absolutely not.
And then she's like, just end it. Like they got, I missed a bunch more times after that. And then eventually, she got mad at me and said, just end it. And I just looked at her and like, really? And she's like, yes. And knocked down first try. I get in a mode, and I'll admit there's a sweet spot. Like if I've had enough beers where I find that sweet spot.
There's a curve, if I may. Yeah, there's a curve in general with drinking and gaming skill overall.
Preach.
Yes, yeah. So it goes. Is this the bottom left for you guys, or do I have to switch it up? No, it's the bottom left for the screen anyway. So the curve goes. It goes up as you get more drunk. This is drunkenness this way, and then game skill this way. So you start going up and up and up and up and up. There's a peak. There's the harsh drop down. Then there's a little bit of like a level off, and then it's done. That's how the drinking. Yep, it's peak, drop, hard drop, but then it levels for a little bit, and then you're done, and then hard drop again.
And
So, if I may,
you may.
I'm gonna tangent on this because Nick mentioned "Is this done?" and that reminded me of a story that just happened this last week. So we've been doing for like the last 2 months. We've been going to trivia every Wednesday, and trivia is really fun. We're doing a trivia thing that we go with seven different things. They have 7 categories, and we're pretty competitive. We've actually won a couple times, and this just ended is relative here. We got into this. They call up the results, and they're like, and first place is team thank you, which was our name, and we're like, yes, we won trivia. Like it's a rare feat to happen, and then yeah, it was amazing. Well, anyway, so we thought we had it in the bag. We're like, all right, give us a prize so we can get out of here. Well, after that, there were the guys like, wait, hold on a minute, a minute.
Recount the points.
I miscounted the points. Actually, Brent's team, you guys took second, and another team took first. So we're like, really? Okay, that happens. We'll give you one. Like, you can miscount. It didn't seem like it really checked out. Well, and after that, he calls up after like 5 minutes. He's like, wait, one more.
I miscounted again.
And then, so we ended up taking third. And at that point, it was like,
I thought you were going back to first.
Just end it. I was just like, just end it, please. Like, let's be done counting.
Just kidding, fifth place.
Just kidding. Like, we'll take third. We're out. Like, so we went from the ecstasy of first place, and within a span of 10 minutes, went down to the, oh my god, like, just we'll take the $10.
We won. We won. Second place. Okay, yeah, we probably deserved second place. Okay, actually,
yeah,
we didn't think we actually got first.
Like, no more recount. Like,
if I may, this is the same trivia team that, when posed with a question regarding a senator with the last name Ford, didn't know what state it came from with any confidence.
I can't have been honest.
I was at trivia, and the question was basically which state senator? Which state was the Senator Ford from? And it's just like Ford.
No guesses. No guesses.
Ford, and they're like, oh, we're not sure. Like, I think we want to bet 3 of our 10 points. Like,
oh my god,
Ford.
Where else is Ford?
Right, so I lost my mind. That, and there were 1 or 2 other questions that I knew and I got right for the team. We didn't end up winning my night too, so I can't say I was that great by any means. But that was one question. I'm just like, oh dear God.
For trivia, I'm really good at the trivia I know.
Oh, thanks, Kyle.
If I know it, I'm really good at that trivia.
Gosh, I'm good when I know it.
Yeah.
Okay, but even if you didn't know, like, common sense, think about it. Like, if you're going to take a guess, what state is the senator with the last name Ford?
Alaska.
And what's your reasoning behind that?
Because I know that's not Michigan.
Oh, dude. It seems like, I don't know, it's the last 3 weeks, there have been an answer that has been involved with George W. Bush the last 3 weeks. And I don't know or get the obsession. It's just like, why? It was one like, what was the question? Somebody, like, he like hit his head or something and blacked out during a speech or something like that. It's like, well, we should have guessed it was George W. Bush, but it's just like, why are they asking these questions about this guy? I don't know. Anyway,
I feel like trivia is one of those things that you can, like, whoever's making up a question can make it so ridiculously hard it's nearly impossible for anybody to know it.
Yeah, you can twist it and shift it all that much. I love going to it though.
Just like true-false questions. It's like, is this true or false? And they just put one little thing in there, and you're screwed. You think it's all true?
Is it true?
And it's not.
That Nick is not, yes, not, no, yes, not, no. Follow that along wearing yellow. And you're like, what's the question?
What? Anyhow.
What?
So one thing that, I don't know why, but right before the podcast started, we got on this topic of bath bombs in general. And so, like, are bath bombs even worth it? Like, I guess I don't get it. Like, why can't you just get some, like...
You dare ask me that question?
So, my wife, Juliana, for Christmas, she got a little table thing that spans the bathtub. It's got 2 wine glass holders, because you need 2 glasses of wine while you're in the bathtub. And it has, like, a spot for a tablet or a phone to, like, hold up. I should go grab it. But, like, number 1, it wasn't long enough, so I had to, like, 3D print little clampy things to make it longer. But then number 2, it's like, you got that, and she also got, like, a pillow, like a bath pillow. It's like, why, what, I don't, like, are baths that great? And do you need a bath bomb? Because I feel like the bath bombs are just, like, a really good way of selling that, like, powdered soap that you can just buy in bulk for really cheap.
Oh, I saw a bath bomb this weekend. We were shopping, and I go to the store, and there's this big ball of, I don't know what it is because I've never had a bath bomb. And the bath bomb said, and there's a surprise in every bath. If I'm taking a bath, I don't want a surprise. Like, well, let me tell you, I want my baths to be nice and predictable. Yeah. I mean, sit in. Let me, like, get wet.
What's gonna happen? You start getting to an alien where it's like the alien coming out of your chest. Like, no, I just want a normal ass bath. Like,
I don't want any surprises. I mean, if I am having a bath, I need it to be like.
There's a little dog turd in the middle of the bath bomb. I got you good.
Surprise!
Well, it's like Halloween, trick or treat. Like, I don't actually no tricks. I straight up want the candy. No,
just give me the treat. Like, I don't trust you. I don't know you. I don't know this bath bomb.
If you were to have a surprise, this is good. If you were to have a surprise in your bath, what would you want in your bath bomb that would surprise you that you'd be happy for?
Oh my god!
Like, do they have little pieces of jewelry for, like, women, or like what can be inside a bath bomb that you would be like, oh, not like maybe a mini rubber ducky? That would be hilarious. You drop the bath bomb and just a little rubber ducky pops out. That would be funny. What could be in the middle of a bath bomb?
So
$100.
if I may, these are 2 overly masculine personalities who clearly just don't appreciate their feminine side. As a man who has explored his feminine side and enjoys a long, warm, in a jacuzzi tub, I greatly appreciate the bath bombs of today. Now, surprise! What? Questions, sir?
No. Continue. You're doing great.
Go for it. Explain this what it feels like. Just give it all.
As a man who appreciates the finer things in life, bath bombs are an experience. And when you get in the tub, and there's the opportunity to add 1, or if you're feeling really frisky, 2 bath bombs.
Whoa, two surprises.
It can get a little froggy. But yes, you get in the bath, and it's warm and wonderful. And personally, myself, I'm all about the scented candles. So you set yourself up.
Oh, God.
And
you gotta be kidding me.
I'm not. Straight up. What I do, aromatherapy is a fine brand of candles, and
what some acupuncture and some warm stones afterwards.
You wanna set yourself up with this bath, and I have a jacuzzi bathtub that's a very nice setup, and I'll explain my setup, and you can judge accordingly if you'd like. But what I tend to do is I have 2 corner shelves that are 4 feet, not 4 feet, maybe 3 feet, 3.5 feet above the bathtub, just in the corner. And I've got
my arms aren't 4 feet long. That seems pretty useless. Nothing. Continue.
No, I light these before I get in. It's just purely for the atmosphere. So I light 2 candles that are up there. Those are scentless candles, but a little bit thicker, provide a good environment. I clearly have no lights on. Exactly. I have no lights on when I'm in the bath. I clearly have everything out and candle lights strictly. And what I tend to do is I have the 2 candle lights above in the corners, and then I have 3 candles on either side of the bath, near the head and near the feet. And you need 1 in each corner, and then 1 in the middle. And the ones in the middle will be the scented ones. And if you want to get fancy, I have these like tall candles that you would see in like a movie that's like in between 2 people that are very tall for like a dinner candle. I've got 2 of those, 1 on each side. So you've got your scented candles, you've got your tall candles, you've got your upper lighting candles, and what I highly recommend is like a Spotify playlist for classical. Anything that's gonna
gotta have a bath time playlist.
A little Bach, whatever it is you like. Yes,
Robert
some violin.
You're
want
the
something
one.
classic. So here's the thing. I actually got in trouble for doing this because, as a man who understands what he needs in life, I had set myself up this setup, and I had my aromatherapy candles, and I had everything going, and I got my little personal.
And Megan's like, I thought I was marrying a man.
Bluetooth, and I got this all set up for my bath, and Megan comes into the room, and she was upset with me, not because I was doing it, because I hadn't done it for her. She's like, why didn't you do this for me? I'm just like, because this is
this sounds like a 2-person bath setup right now.
It's not big enough, man.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing this for you, and I can do it for you a different night, but tonight's about me.
Tonight's a me night. It's a me bath.
So I get into the bath, and I've got my candles lit, the aromatherapy. I've got my classical music in the background, fresh off Spotify.
Ghost
and
join
then what
you.
I did is I busted out a little lavender bath bomb. Get a little cozy in there, and one color wasn't enough. It was like a bluish. So I wanted to mix in something different. I actually threw in a second one. Maybe feel. But the water ended up being like a real nice aqua blue. I had the jets going. The water temperature was perfect. Candle light exclusively. Had the classical music. I just closed my eyes and put me in a whole new world, gentlemen. And if that's too feminine for you, you are the problem.
Where are the rose petals?
Yeah,
the rose petals
hold on,
anywhere.
Sir, there were 2 rose petals in the bath bomb. That was the surprise.
Oh,
whoa, mind blown.
No, actually, the rose petals cause a bit of an issue because they either get caught in the drain or the jets. Like, not a big deal, but when you get you don't want to get glitter because
I get that. I have that problem with rose petals all the time.
A lot of them will have
glitter bombs.
Some of them Some of them will have rose petals or flower petals of some variety. Like, I don't want too much of that crap. Like, it's nice to have a little bit, sure, but you end up having too much of a mess to clean up afterward, which is not what you want. But a nice lavender smell to the bath bombs, a cool color of the water. Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, it's all good.
That's what I want. When I take a bath, I want to come out purple. Maybe that's the surprise in Brent's. That's the surprise in Brent's bath bombs. It actually is a dye that just dyes you blue.
You just like come out and you're one of those Avatar characters,
right? Have you seen like Big Fat Liar?
Oh,
it's a movie from the 2000s, early 2000s. The main character, one of the main characters, gets his skin dyed blue and his hair dyed orange.
I'd look good. I could rock that.
Yeah.
I won't, but I could.
I won't.
When I bath, I don't do it as often as I should because I do love baths.
Bathe?
When I take a bath or bathe, I usually find just comfort in a warm bathtub and a beer. That's all I need.
Nick turned me on to the whole beer in the shower. Like I've heard of it. I had heard of it previously. But Nick's like, you haven't done a shower beer before? I'm like, no, just never really had the drive or the need to have a beer in the shower. But I must say it's pretty nice, except for the fact that like my showering speed is a lot faster than my beer drinking, my standard enjoying beer drinking speed. Because like I can put a beer down, but that's not enjoying the beer. What, Nick? You're just dancing. Nick's just dancing in the camera.
You're dropping sick.
Every day I see
sick
my
lyrics.
dream. Every day I see my dream.
He dives
Anyhow.
in this pool.
But yeah,
It's hard to be humble.
I must say, if you have not tried it and you are of age or in college, a beer in the shower is the way to go. It's very nice.
Right, I have to address this. It's come to my attention that there are people in this world that brush their teeth in the shower.
That's me.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I brush my teeth in my shower.
That's gross.
Why?
Why is that gross?
You're gonna shower in your spit?
What?
Okay,
I
hold
pee in
on.
the shower too.
Disgusting. You pee in the
Gentlemen,
shower? You have to clean that thing.
Gentlemen, if I may, and this is important. I'm sorry. I need like 2 minutes of your time, and this is a rant.
After his 5 minutes of bath bombing, we'll give him 2 more
If you want
minutes.
to start the timer, but
I'm
I'm just kidding.
after my rant, I stopped on the bath bomb. I gave my 2 cents and I was done.
He's down the clock.
If I can
Go.
put my 2 minutes to this regarding the shower, and this is a perfect category. Whether I love the dance moves, by the way, and yes, I was listening to LMFAO because that's what I listened to for all the beer pong party. A whole separate tangent.
And
At any
he's
rate,
ignoring us.
for the shower and the use of it, the question I would pose to you, and this is going to get gross, so I do apologize. Brent, the shower, spitting in it, okay, not a big deal. That's all I'm going to say. Pissing in it, not a big deal. And here's my concept, sir. If you fell into a pile of shit, there it is, a pile of shit on the ground, what are you going to do? You're going to go take a shower. Holy shit. Guess what? There's shit in the shower you're rinsing off. I'm sorry. Okay. Hold on. Different
Gross.
scenario. You're standing outside and an elephant pisses on you. What are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to go in the shower. Guess what? Piss in the shower. Like,
You
the
hose
shower
off
is the place
first.
you go to clean everything off. If you have any problem with doing anything in the shower, imagine for 1 second you were covered or stepped in.
Whoa, whoa,
or
whoa.
slipped
This
in.
could get bad.
Any and all of those bodily things. What are you going to do? Well, don't go in the shower.
You can't have that in the shower.
Yeah. you can't do
Absolutely.
that in the
Okay.
shower. Are you going to hose off outside?
So yes, all right.
Absolutely.
Here's
Would
the
you,
fuck outta
okay.
here.
If I may, would you track in? How would Megan appreciate if you covered in your dog poo, walk into the house and just track it all over the house as you go to the shower? Unacceptable. Am I not right? You hose off
tracking-
outside, get that
just
crap off,
tracking it
and
in.
then
and then you take a
Tracking
shower,
it in.
and then you take a shower is what your statement.
I'm not
Game over.
gonna clean off from the.
Okay, you're gonna fully take a shower
I'm not
under a
gonna clean
hose.
off my carpet of all that crap. I want to clean it outside. where
Okay,
it
okay, yes,
belongs,
yes.
you know?
It would make sense to take a hose to your shoe to get as much poop as possible off your shoe. But then what are you gonna do? Okay, you're no longer tracking stuff into your house, but you're still covered in dog poop. What do? You're gonna
Shower-
fully
You can shower your whole body off with you're gonna
BS.
get anyway.
BS. You're not gonna shower your whole body with a hose outside when you have a perfectly
I'm
good
also not gonna
shower.
have my whole body covered in poop. Like, think about.
I also
this.
don't poop in the shower, and that's something I do draw the line there. But yeah, no,
just-
I always brush my
you
teeth
would.
in the shower. I have a cup in the shower, which the bottom of the cup does look pretty gross, but I keep a toothbrush brushes up. And so I got my toothbrush and my little reach flosser thingy in a cup in my shower, and that's the way I can't forget when I'm taking a shower. I have no excuse not to brush my teeth. So I brush my teeth in the shower. I will admit that when I first started doing it, the whole hot water thing for the toothbrush was a little weird, but yeah, it doesn't really matter.
So here, if I may, gentlemen, similar tangent along the lines of hygiene, and this is potentially a best practice, or if you're weirded out by it, you can think less of me. I don't care. One of my main things to do for personal hygiene, all your dentists all the time, you need to floss. Make sure you're flossing. You need to be flossing. One of my prime recommendations is in your car, keep those little floss picks. They have a little pick for the end of your teeth, and they also have a little piece of floss between two pieces of plastic holding it. You generally put it in your mouth, put it between your teeth, just quick in and out kind of thing. I will keep one of those flossers, a packet of those flossers rather, in my car, and any long road trips, I will play with that in my mouth essentially, and I will be flossing my teeth, and just the same way you would play with a toothpick or anything else in your mouth. You have that flosser going, and I actually like super impressed my dentist, like unintentionally. Like I never thought about it this way. But she's like, "Oh, do you floss?" I'm like, "Yeah, I floss actually pretty regularly. I actually do it with no hands most of the time." And she looks at me like, "Are you serious?" I'm like,
it's not the only thing Nick can do with no hands.
You'd be surprised.
Okay, all right.
You'd be surprised what I can do with my tongue.
Have you not seen the whole cherry stem tying in a knot?
I'm not going down to this anymore.
Oh, Brent, what do you think I was talking about? I was talking about how you can take cherry stems and tie those into knots in your mouth.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried that?
Yes. Yeah.
I've mastered that one. But
I did that first try.
Yeah, origami with a starburst wrapper. I got that on lock. At any rate, keeping those flossers in your car
that's how he went over
super
Megan.
handy. Some people get weirded out, like if you do it in public. Like honestly, maybe it's just me. I don't care because different people get weirded out by different things, and you guys can give me your input. And I won't say which one I do or don't do at work, but clipping your nails. If you have do you have a nail clipper
I don't
in your desk at work?
Nails at
a lot of people get weirded out by that. That's one thing.
I have my nail clipper right here. I stood over the garbage can.
Would you ever floss at work with these toothpick type things, or would that be a faux pas in the office?
That'd be fine.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine. I'll honestly, I don't know if it's probably something that is frowned upon, but I'll take like a rubber band and like I'll play with a rubber band in my mouth all day. Not all day, but like I'll just take a rubber band, like a fresh brand new rubber band, and I'll treat it like floss though. Like I'll legit like pull it through my teeth and like kind of floss my teeth with a rubber band.
All right, Nick, you're absolved of anything. That's definitely weirder.
But why am I absolved of anything?
You're absolved. I mean, flossing is one thing, but using a rubber band to floss, that's a whole other level right there.
By the way,
Kyle is Trump to you.
For LMFAO's Yes song, which is what I was referencing earlier, they are curling in that video.
I know. That's one of my favorite videos. It's so good.
You appreciate the fact that there is curling in the music video.
It's one of the best ones out there. All right, so I'm going to get quick nature news because I know we're running short on time, and I want this to be a thing. I don't know if you guys went outside yesterday. I hope you did. Just gonna
never been outside. Nope.
This past weekend there was a super blood wolf moon, which if you don't know anything else other than the name is awesome. So okay, I looked this up. Super meaning that it's as close to the Earth as it can pretty much be. Hence why it's so big. Like right now, I think it's a super moon. It's pretty cool. It's one of those really big moons. Blood. I wonder why. Red. It must be red. Yeah. Okay. Blood because it's red. And then wolf. This one I hadn't heard before, but I kind of thought this was impressive. It's because the wolf is the hungriest during January. So moons in the wolf, like full moons in January, are called wolf moons because it recognizes that wolves can be hungry, and wolves have rights and deserve to be recognized. So
is this like somebody's like, dude, look at that moon. That moon looks awesome right now. I'm gonna name it. I'm gonna call it a super moon. Nope, that's already taken. Crap. Okay, well, it's red. So I'll call it a super blood moon. Nope, that's taken too. I just saw that wolf eat something. It's a super blood wolf moon. Like, yes, that's what I named that. I got that. I did it.
It's just trying to make it sound as awesome as possible, I think. The thing that made this super blood wolf moon the best super blood wolf moon of all time was that there was a lunar eclipse that happened during this. So that's when the sun... So, of course, the Earth is blocking the light of the sun.
So here's the easy scientific way. Lunar eclipse, you can't see the moon. Solar eclipse, you can't see the sun. That's like the easiest way to remember which one's which. Like if it's a lunar eclipse, lunar, the moon's the thing you can't see. Solar eclipse, the sun's the thing you can't see. So that's the easiest way to recognize which one's which.
It's in concept, and okay, it looks really cool if you get to watch it, but I've never been as impressed with lunar eclipses in particular because it just goes through this like once a month basically the moon disappears anyway. So
I looked at a solar eclipse once.
The sky is dark again.
Haven't looked at anything since.
Solar eclipses. That's a good one. Solar eclipses are impressive because of the night, like there's a visible change with the light. But anyway, I want to get that out of the way. There's some really cool pictures out there if you haven't seen it yourself. It was really cool to look at yesterday. I just thought I'd mention that to get my nature news out of the way.
Get the nature news in there. Okay,
The Nature News of the week.
We'll clip
let's
that.
not put
We'll
that
clip that. We'll clip that. Okay.
That should
So
be like a
do you want to do
we
it?
should be
Quick,
pushing that.
yeah, right. Quick closing segment. I think one. You got some, Brent?
I got one.
Okay.
I got one. So this today we decided to go. Heather wanted a new puzzle because why buy new puzzles when you can have puzzles from a thrift store that are
Missing pieces for sure.
Right? Of course. That's a preferred puzzle all the time. So we went to the thrift store, and the Goodwills in Seattle are phenomenal. They are just, it's like an actual store, not like the Goodwills elsewhere. It's really cool. Go ahead.
I was like, when we visited Brent, we went to some of these Goodwills. These things are like legitimate businesses. They're not just like a standard thrift store where there's stuff everywhere. Like, it looks like a nice retail store.
So I got this jacket, I think, for like $10, basically brand new.
Pop them tags.
Top end, like I'd pay $50+ for this elsewhere. And I was just wondering if you guys
put it on.
I'll put it on. Another guy I saw at the store had a USA Retro Patrick Ewing jersey, and it was sick. I don't know how he finds these things, like how people find these things. But I was just thinking, like, what is your best thrift store find that you guys have found?
The best one I've had, actually Juliana found it, is I'd always wanted, like, I for the longest time I had like the Lord of the Rings Risk or like Halo Risk or some other weird version of Risk. I never had like an OG, just standard Risk, just some basic ass Risk. That's all I wanted. And we were going through, it was like a special Goodwill in Appleton where it's like, all the stuff comes in there and then it's sorted and then distributed out to all the like retail Goodwills. So you're literally sorting through like bins of stuff in this Goodwill.
Geez.
So I'm going through there and there's like so many Monopoly boards. There's like a board game bin and there's Monopolies where the money's just everywhere. Like there's no way you're getting a full Monopoly set. Like it's just everywhere. But Juliana found a full Risk set. She's like, oh, look, Risk board game. I'm like, sweet. So I like take it, open it. I'm like, hey, it actually looks like everything's here. Like I didn't count anything, but I'm like, sweet. So I close it, go through, and this place, it charges you by pound. So because it was like some weird category of just toys and games or something, it was like $2.50 per pound. A board game of Risk is primarily cardboard. So it was like literally $1. And they were like, would you like to round that up to support blah, blah, blah? I'm like, sure, I'll round it up to $5. Like, whatever. Like
this time.
Yeah. $4 to your Goodwill, whatever charity, whatever it's going towards. And so I got it into the car and I started going through. It was not missing a single piece. Like literally every single little army was there. Not one piece missing. That was a crazy good find. That was my best.
It's like a $20-$30 game.
Oh yeah. And it was like fresh board game, no rips in the case or not the case, like the box or anything. And every single piece was there. It was very impressive. Nick, what do you got?
Talking best thrift store find?
Yep.
Once upon a time, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I visited a thrift store, and I walked in. They looked at me. No, I don't have an intense story here. I'm trying, but no, the best thrift.
They looked at me. I looked at them.
I looked at them. They asked, "Can we help you?" And I said, "You always assume I need help. I'm a strong, independent man. I can do my own baths."
Exactly. No, the best thrift store find I have is sitting in my closet proudly. I've only worn it, maybe 3 times. And gentlemen, I found for less than $10 a full wetsuit that is from 1980 something.
Nice.
That simply says the word gladiator on the chest. And it is 80s colors with like an off purple and off red and black. And gentlemen, this was found in Houghton, Michigan. And I think I wore this wetsuit to 2 different parties for beer pong tournaments.
That sounds really hot.
and oh my God, I burned up every time. I ended up not wearing the suit, if you will.
Chafing the nipples a little bit.
Both of the 2 parties I went to for that. And then the third time, I was
within 5 minutes, the top's getting peeled down to your waist for sure.
Oh no, I made it a good 20. I made it like 3 games, just sweating my what off in this.
Everything,
this wetsuit.
Everything underneath the wetsuit was sweating.
But yes, I ended up walking around these parties in my underwear because, wow, like it was so hot.
They work.
But the outside was wet, but inside.
At the same time, oh my God, this suit was so hilarious. Like the whole fat guy in a little coat routine, except fat guy in a wetsuit. Like it was way better. So that was my thrift shop find in the Houghton, Michigan area, and yeah, it was less than $10 for like a legit wetsuit from 1980 something, and I still have it to this day for the super rare occasion. I haven't decided to put it on in quite some time. I don't know if I ever will, but
someday for the podcast.
The now family heirloom will sit in the closet until the next generation is ready.
When they can play their beer pong.
The next time you put it on, because it's from the 80s, it just shreds, just breaks apart as you try to pull it on.
Well, and the damn thing smells so much.
Oh, they do.
I wasn't the first person to sweat their off in this sweats. And yeah, it's called a wetsuit. I'm gonna just call it a sweatsuit because, wow. But yeah, it has a distinctive smell. It's from 1980 something.
It's from a Gladiator.
I've worn it 3 or 4 times, and it is absolutely epic. And for less than $10 from your local thrift store in Houghton, Michigan, oh, you're damn right, I bought it.
That's awesome.
Well, that was episode 32, if I may. Hope everybody enjoyed. We're bringing you a brand new episode every Thursday. If you want to support us, we got merch now. Down in the description, there's a link to the merch. Pretty cool stuff. Check it out. You can also please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. If you want to get in contact with us or have any questions, you can DM us on Twitter at zarubust or email us zarubust@gmail.com. Hope you guys all have a great Thursday, and we will see you next week.